Hi everyone, it's Joy for Honeybee Stamps, and I am super excited to share with you how I created my own custom die cut from the Wood Frame Builder die set. Now, I inked up some cardstock. I just used some gathered twigs, and it's kind of messy looking, which is my point because I am using the Wood Frame Builder die to die cut out some wood pieces. I'm using the smallest, the second smallest, and then the one past that. So small, medium, large. And I'm going to die cut a few of those. And so here they are. And so being that they're wood pieces, I didn't want the ink to be super good. So we are going to be making a lemonade stand, but it's going to be a carrot stand. So those top three pieces are going to be the top part that holds the sign. The bottom part is the bottom part of the stand, and that piece, that large piece right there, are going to be the two poles on the side. So I'm going to start gluing together and trimming things down. I am trimming off the angled points because I don't need those. So I'm taking the piece that is going to be the post. This was the largest one that I die cut. And I'm just going to trim that down evenly, so I have two pieces there, and I'm using ground espresso with the tiny blender brush, which is perfect, and doing a little bit of inking because I really want this to look like old, distressed, funky wood. So I'm going to ink up each one of the individual pieces just up and around the edges and on the sides. It absolutely does not need to be perfect. That's part of the charm of giving this wood some character. So I'm going to finish doing that, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to put this together. I'm actually going to use some printer paper because it's super thin, and I apologize for my head being in the way. I really need to make sure everything is lining up straight. And so I'm kind of alternating back and forth on how I'm gluing these down. I'm just using the liquid glue, lining them up together. We're going to again trim off the points, and I'm adhering it to printer paper, obviously, so it stays together and it's not super thick. That's why I'm not gluing it to regular cardstock. So I'm going to do it for that bottom piece. I'm also going to do it for the top sign piece, as you can see here, and then I'm going to trim this up, and then you'll see how this whole thing comes together. So if you're wondering, don't worry, it's all going to come together in your mind. So I'm going to trim all of these pieces down just using my paper trimmer. So there is the sign that's going to go at the top. And then here is the base of this cute little carrot stand. Again, trimming off all of the points because we don't need those. And there is the bottom. Now, I did leave this longer on purpose. I will trim it up later. I just needed to see how it was going to fit on my card. So as you can see, that one piece right here that I'm going to glue down, this is the countertop, and it's got great perspective naturally. So I did keep the angle on that because it looks like it's going further back, going farther away from you. It's smaller. I'm going to glue on those posts, and then we're going to put this aside. Now let's color these cute little bunnies. These are from the Easter Buddies stamp set. I'm using the Stampin' Coordinating die. For the bunnies, I am using Copic markers, W1 and 3, and my blender pen. I came in with W3, laid down a little bit of a darker color around the edges, blended that out slightly with W1, and then just coming back in with my blender pen to soften certain areas. Going back and forth if I felt like I needed something a little bit darker, I'm going to come back in with that W3. I'm going to use some pink for the ears. R00 is going to go down first in the ears, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a darker with the R20. And he just is so cute. And then some R00 for the cheeks as well. All the bunnies are going to look the same. For the little carrots there, I am using some YR15, 18, and 27. All of the carrots will be colored the same. For the leaves, it's YG61 and 63. For the cute little chickadees, we're doing flowers. For the pretty flowers, R81, 83, and 85, which is a great pink. And then for the cute little chickadees, I am doing Y11, 15, and 19. Keeping the colors super simple, keeping everything the same. I really wanted some white bunnies. I've done these bunnies a few times and done them in different colors, and I just thought white bunnies are cute. I'm using the coordinating die. Oh, I did want to mention that big stack of carrots is actually from the Loads of Spring stamp set. Now, this is a 5x7 card. I am inking up the sky with tumbled glass. Here, I'm not worried about it being perfect either because I kind of want that wispier look. I'm going to add some clouds, but I kind of want it to feel like there's more clouds off in the distance. Now these clouds are the wispy clouds, and I'm just going to adhere this down. I die cut that from just some white cardstock. I've got the green grass below, which I used the grass border for that, just with some green cardstock. You could also just ink up white cardstock with a green ink, and that would work great. I'm going to adhere that down, and I'm going to trim off any excess like the clouds. Going off of the side makes your image feel bigger. Not everything is floating in the center of your card. You really want it to look like your scene goes on forever. So once I'm done trimming that down, we're going to make the sign. Now I die cut the word carrots using the Tailgate alphabet from some orange cardstock. I'm just using my grid here to center my center letter of the word carrots. Then I can just adhere everything else down. I'm just using tweezers and the liquid glue, Honeybee Stamps Precision Glue, and just adhering this word down. And I just think this is so, so cute, the word carrots. You could have anything up here. You could even have all of the letters kind of wonky, and that would be super cute too. So I think that this Tailgate alphabet, the size of the die is perfect. And I love the font of it as well. It just made for such a cute, cute sign. So now that that's done, I'm just going to kind of lay a few things out before I adhere things down. So I am taking that little pile of carrots and cutting it in half, because as you can see, I'm going to tuck it behind the grass and behind the carrot stand, and you're not even going to know that it's cut in half. And so that is perfect. So I'm lining everything up. That way I can now trim off the bottom of the carrot stand. So I'm just going to get a pin, make a little mark where it needs to be, because I like everything laid out. I like a little bit of sky above the sign at the top. And now I'm just going to use my paper trimmer to trim this down. And then once we do that, then you'll see it's just going to come together so perfectly. So now that that's adhered, I can adhere, or excuse me, now that that's trimmed, I can adhere the sign at the top. So I'm just using a little bit of liquid glue, gluing down the sign, and then I'm going to trim off the excess off the top, and that little carrot stand is done. I decided to glue the bunny to the carrot stand on the inside so I could just get him lined up perfectly, and the whole thing can go down as one piece. Now I am going to add a little bit of inking to this tiny piece of grass that I die cut. I'm using the Rustic Wilderness, and just adding a little bit. I wanted to have it to stand out a little bit more than the piece of grass that I have in the back. So now that that is done, I'm going to adhere down this cute little carrot stand, because I want to be able to have some dimension. I'm going to add some foam tape on the very bottom to add that piece of grass. I'm placing that other bunny there so I know where to put my foam tape, because I don't want foam tape in the way of where he is going to be. So I'm adhering that down. I'm going to put that piece of grass down, and you can see how that finishes off the bottom of this card. I think it's so cute. Everything's just fun and grassy, and that carrot stand is just sitting inside. Adding some foam tape behind this bunny. This is really the only two things that are going to have foam tape, is the grass and this bunny right here. Everything else will be glued directly to the card panel. I am scooting that bunny off the edge because, like I said before, having things go off the edge of your card just makes your scene look so much better. I laid everything out ahead of time, and now I'm just going to glue everything down. I've got carrots and flowers. We got the one little chicken. He's so cute sitting up on the counter. We've got the other little chicken off to the side. The one bunny is eating a carrot. The other bunny is getting some carrots. I just think it's such a fun scene. And for this card, I would just put the sentiment on the inside. I was really trying to figure out where to put it out here, but I just didn't want to touch this scene. It was so cute. Now that I've trimmed everything off, I'm going to add some nails to the wood. Now I'm starting with a black glaze pen, and it is way too dark, which I knew. And I started that first. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to add the black glaze pen to the bunny's eyes and nose, to the little chick's eyes. Of course, coming in with my white gel pen. If you watch any of my videos, you know I use this. It just adds such detail, adding highlights to the carrots and the flowers, to the little chicken's cheeks for little freckles. So once that black glaze pen has dried, I'm going to come in with a glitter gel pen. It's like the white gel pen. And I'm just going to lightly go over the top of that. And as you can see there, it changed it to give it a metal look. So now it just looks like your nails are stuck in there and not some black weird dots. I'm going to finish adding some white dots to the bunny's eyes. And I'm coming in with a fine black tip pen and adding a little bit of eyelashes to the bunnies. This turned out to be a super cute scene card, and as you can see, it was really easy to create your own custom die using that wood frame builder die. And with all the dimension, the cute bunnies, the carrots, and the little chicks. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.